Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. It's Melanie from Mel's Inky Fingers. Thanks for joining me today. Every Friday, I look forward to going live and spending this hour creating with you, and I'm really excited to share today's projects. This is a bundle that I've really enjoyed working with, so I'm just going to make sure that we're live in the right place, and it looks like we are. And you can hear me. Great. Yay. So I'm just going to give everyone a couple minutes to find me here. Today we are working with the Sweet Citrus bundle. These cards are super cute. I had a lot of fun creating them, and this bundle is a little unique, and I'm looking forward to showing you how versatile this bundle really is with some extra things that it does, because it comes with this coordinating embossing folder that's really cool. So when you jump on with me live today, say hello and let me know you're here so I know who's joining me. I love knowing who I get to chat with. So here's what we're going to create today. Really cute, a versatile bundle. It works with a lot of different colors. I've gone with lemon and lime, but you could do grapefruit and orange and other things as well. So really, really fun. So I know I'm a little bit late today, so I'm going to jump into a couple of announcements that I have to share with you. Don't forget that Stampin' Up! Bonus Days is going right now. So anytime you shop and spend at least $50 in my online store, you're going to get a $5 coupon to redeem on any purchase in August. And this is something Stampin' Up! Will automatically include with your order once you cross those $50 thresholds. There's no limit to how many you can earn, and you do get one for every 50 that you purchase. So that's very exciting. So August will be here before we know it, and you will get to spend all these coupons on anything that you would like. There's no minimum order that you need to use your coupons on, which is really exciting. So this is Bonus Days, and again, it goes until July 31st. Okay, and it's a $5 for each 50. Okay, so there you go, July 31st, $5 for each 50. All right, so that's a nice extra kickback for you. Here is my current host code. If you would like today's projects free, yes, I now give my Friday Focus projects to you free as a class. You will get to make 6. 2 each of the 3 projects I'm going to show you today by using this host code. When you use this host code, that tells me that you want this class, and I will package it up and include it for you. Now, to get the class kits, to get all 6 of these, you need to place a $35 order minimum. However, if you place an order that's at least $50, not only will you get a bonus day coupon, but I'm also going to include these gorgeous iridescent pearl jewels. These have been one of my favorites. I use them a ton. And one of the things I love most about them is you can color them with your Stampin' Blends and make them any color you want, which is always a benefit when you have a white embellishment or ribbon. Those Stampin' Blends come in very handy. All right, so let's jump in. Oh, one more thing. I still have room in my Christmas in July. That's going to be here in person on July 30th, but I do have kits that I can make as a class to go. You're going to get all of these things. You're going to get a half a pack of the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper. You're going to get some of the very lovely gold and red ribbon, and these beautiful snowflake sequins. You're going to get some festive pearls, Simply Elegant trim, and your class kit includes the Trucking Along bundle. Now these are harder and harder to get, but still available. So if you would like to join me for this in person, I would love to have you. It's from noon to 4 in my studio. Or you can create the projects on your own using your kit and the included class PDF if you're not in the area or unable to make it that day. All right, so let's jump in. So this Sweet Citrus bundle has been really fun to create with. It has a unique feature in that it has a coordinating embossing folder that is not available separately. It comes paired with the dies. So I'm just looking for, I didn't mark the page here so I can show it to you in the catalog. It's called Sweet Citrus, and you can find it on page 32 of the annual catalog. So here's where it, oh, one more. Here's where it features this. Very, very cute, isn't it? And it does not show the dies here because it's not a bundle. You get the dies separate from the stamp set. And the dies can be found on page 169. So when you flip to page 169, you're going to see the dies and embossing folder paired together because they come as a set. It's called the Sweet Citrus Hybrid Die Set. Now, this is why it's a hybrid die set. This die actually drops into the embossing folder to give you even more use from your products. So you can send this through your embossing folder like any cardstock and embossing folder, and you can get a pattern that looks like this. But you can also put this in your, oops, which side do I need to put it on? It goes like this. So you can also drop this in your embossing folder. There's a ridge there. And you can put paper in here and run it through your embossing machine. And I did bring a scrap to show that to you. And what it's going to do is it's going to die cut and emboss at the same time so that you have little embossed shapes. Now let me run this through and show you what I mean, because it does this at the same time. It die cuts and embosses. So I'm going to put this in my Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine using my embossing plate, and look at what you get. So you get these adorable embossed shapes. Now they look like little grapefruit. Isn't this cute? And this is Flirty Flamingo. Or you can stamp these images, which I'm going to show you on one of our projects. You can stamp the images and then run it through here, and you can have stamped and embossed and die cut images. So it is a really cool bundle. It's hard to appreciate all the things that it does when you're just looking at it in the catalog, but it really is quite amazing. So I'm going to show you some different ways to use your bundle today so that you can create some really fun cards using this. All right, so let me pull out our first project here. So the first project we're going to make is pretty straightforward. We are going to use, I don't know what I did with my, here it is. We are going to use the embossing folder straight, just passing the piece of cardstock through, which I've already done, and then using it as a background with the stamped images. So I decided to make this sunny and bright with Daffodil Delight. So I have my standard card base, and it's a top fold card. And I'm going to adhere my embossed layer. And I did a little bit of the work on these layers ahead of time just to help keep things moving a little bit, because I did a lot of die cutting for the last card. And it doesn't take long, but it's boring to just watch me die cutting. So I'm going to adhere that layer on my card base. Now I have a piece of basic white, and I'm going to stamp in Daffodil Delight and Parakeet Party. These are the colors, as well as some black, Memento Black. These are the three colors I'm using for this first card. I tried to use a lot of the same colors today, so you didn't need a lot of ink to complete your class at home. So I have layered my, I think I may have forgotten to stamp at my table. Let's see. I think I did. Let me just double check my, Yep, I did. I left the centers. Let me run back and check. I have lost the centers to my oranges, which means I'm not even going to be able to stamp. This is not good. It was mounted on a stamp, on a block, and I had everything in my, oh my goodness, it was stuck to the bottom of one of my bins. Oh my goodness. All right. Sorry. All right, so I'm going to stamp my citrus, like the little peels, or the outsides first. I organize all my card projects in a bin like this, and this was literally stuck to the bottom of one of the bins. I have no idea how it got there. Goodness. So I like to line these up by first stamping the outsides like this. And then I ink the insides, and I'm inking this in Daffodil Delight. So all I need to do is flip the orientation. This is all one stamp, and these are all one stamp. So it's really easy to line up. So all I'm going to do is look through these nice clear stamps, and when I think I have it lined up how I want it, I just stamp it. And it doesn't have to be exact. The way the stamp is designed, it's really easy. And even if they're not perfectly lined up, they still look really good. So this is stamped and die cut, as you will see, all in one pass, which makes it really nice. So now I'm just going to create a couple sets of leaves for myself to add in around my citrus. So I'm just going to stamp this down here. And this is Parakeet Party. It is the green that I use on all of the projects today. Now you could mix and match and use different greens. That would be just fine as well if you preferred. But if you wanted to create them just like I have them designed, I'm sharing the ink colors with you. Now, this die cuts all these pieces at once. So you can send these through your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and you get 2 leaf dies, which makes it really nice because you can cut 2 of these at once. So in 2 passes, I can have all of these die cut. Now I'm going to share with you something that I use when I do die cutting. So we don't have a magnetic plate, so I use this Post-it tape. And I like to put it on my dies so that they don't move and shift when I put this in my die cutting machine. So I'm just going to take this piece of tape and put it right like this, and it's going to keep those 2 dies in place. And this one's pretty big and doesn't move much, but if you were concerned, you could also take it and put it on that big die. And now when I pass this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, it's going to have all those pieces stay in place and die cut them so they stay centered within the die. So I'm going to cut these. So here I've cut all 6 of these pieces so easily. And now I'm going to take the leaf die and pass it through one more time to die cut this set of leaves. Okay. And now you can see how it kept these dies centered over the stamped image. So I didn't accidentally cut off any edges of my stamped image. All right, so the last thing we need for this project is a banner or a punched or die cut shape for the sentiment. Now I love these new dies called nested essential dies. I use these a lot. I use the banner on this particular project. What I love about these dies is the variety in the shapes. So each shape has a decorative detail. So the rounded rectangles have piercing. The banner shapes have this double stitching, which is a really nice detail on your project. And then this cool shape has like a rope pattern that actually embosses into the shape. I don't know if you can see that. I can take this out. I know I've showed this to you before, so I apologize if you've already seen this. But when they call them essential dies, they're not kidding. I have used these a ton. So if you're looking for a good staple to add to your stash, that die set is one of them. And it's a good way to get a free card class. So hi Tracy, welcome. Thanks for jumping on. Hi Chris. Yay, it's so nice to say hello. All right, so let's start with our sentiment. So we're going to stamp our sentiment in black. And we have 3 sentiment choices with our stamp set. We actually 4. We have sending you a big squeeze, thanks a bunch, have a zesty birthday, and enjoy the sweeter things in life. So they go cute with the citrus theme. They also work with the flowers. That thanks a bunch would be really cute with the flowers. All right, so I'm going to stamp this with the banner tails facing my card as opposed to facing out like this, but you could do it either way. If you had a smaller sentiment that fit on here like the thanks a bunch, you could even put it like that, which would be really cute. So I'm just going to add this to my card up along the top, and I am out of dimensionals. How did that happen over here? I will have to grab some more. I'm using scraps here. All right, so I'm going to add this towards the top of my card, and I'm bringing it all the way out to my card edge. Okay, now I'm going to just simply arrange my citrus pieces. You have 4 to choose from. You can use whichever ones you would like. That's cute. The lemon is cute. Oh, that's really cute like that. So there's no right or wrong because they're all just adorable. And I'm going to put these on. I'm going to adhere the big one down. I'm going to add some dimensional behind this slice. And I'll set that, oh, it's right, almost right over the top. I'm just going to put that right over the top for fun. And then a little bit of dimensional over the lemon. And I'm going to cluster the lemon right here. So this is a spare. I'll tuck that away for another project. Or you can put it, it would be super cute. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to take this. Watch what I do with this. Right here, right there. How cute's that? Perfect. All right, so now I'm going to take some leaves and I'm going to slide them in behind the citrus pieces. So just wherever you like them, there's no right or wrong here. It's whatever you like. You could put some Tombow on here. I'm just putting a little bit of Stampin' Seal, and I'm just sliding them in wherever they kind of go underneath. Whoops, hold on here. There we go. There, very cute. Then we need a bow, right? So, and you know I love linen thread. So when you get your card kits, if you would like this class, I include the bits of ribbon and trims that you need, but the embellishment, You can use whatever you have on hand, or if you choose to place an order of at least $50, I'm going to include the featured embellishment, which are those beautiful iridescent pearls, which I love. So here we go. Here's our bow. I am just going to take a glue dot and fold it up and make a tiny little mini glue dot. So I just take it and fold it in half, and then in half again. And then I like to put the knot of my little bow on that, because sometimes the tinier trims, like the twine and the linen thread like this, you don't need a big bow. And if you leave it too big, it will get stuck inside your envelope. So you can add that bow wherever you would like it. And then last but not least, we are going to embellish this with these gorgeous pearls. So you can place some pearls wherever you want. I'm just going to put a few, maybe like this. Just a few on this one, because I really want those citrus pieces to stand out. Isn't that cute? That's your project. Look how cute that is. Actually, I can't help myself. I'm going to add one up here too. Just because. There we go. Oh, I like that. All right, isn't that fun? Sending you a big squeeze. A cute play on words with our citrus set. All right, so the next project, I decided to go with limes, and I made it green. I've used oh, thanks, Tracy. So look at this one. Isn't this cute? Have a zesty birthday. I thought that was really cute with lime, since lime tends to be a little more tart. And this card is actually a case from a card that I got in a swap. And somehow the name of who created it got separated, or maybe it wasn't included. So I apologize if this was your project and you're seeing this. It's adorable, and I can't give you credit for it because I don't know who made it. So, but it was so cute. It was all done in different colors and had some flowers and other things on it. I brought it down a little bit to make it with you today. So let me share what we're going to use to make this card. So we're going to use a Parakeet Party card base. So a Parakeet Party card base, and a scrap of Parakeet Party, because we are going to stamp and die cut and emboss our citrus pieces on this card. So I'm going to show you a third way to use that super versatile embossing folder. So let's do this. Let's take out our Parakeet Party ink. We're only using Parakeet Party and black ink for this project. So I'm going to ink up the outsides first, because I find it's easier to line it up that way, but you don't have to. You can do the insides if you prefer, and then the outsides. So here are our citrus pieces. Now I don't have my head over this, so I have no idea if they're lined up or not, but look, it's just easy. It just worked. It worked. All right. So, you know what? I might add a couple, I might just stamp a couple leaves just because there's space here. Let me. Okay. Oh, you know what? It's not going to work. The leaves aren't going to work anyway, because I'm going to put it through this with the embossing folder. Okay. So here is the embossing folder, and this die that's going to cut out all your citrus pieces. And the way this works is you can feel a little ridge here, and your embossing folder is going to go down right on those pieces. Now I have stamped this first, so you might be saying, how am I going to know where to put it? Well, I'm just going to turn it over like this, and then I'm going to slide my stamped images into place. Once you get one in place, they're pretty much in the right place. And then close my embossing folder. Now I'm going to run this whole thing with the die inside this embossing folder. I'm going to run this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and you're going to see the magic happen. These embossing folders that work with the dies are so super cool. So I just ran this through, and now look what we have. This is so fun. And I stamped those leaves not thinking. Clearly I can't use them because they're embossed with citrus now. But look at these pieces. So the embossing folder embossed the stamped image, and the die cut them. Is that not the coolest? It is so cool. So now we have these 4 images which we can use on our project. So I'm going to get a scrap piece of paper, and I am going to stamp my background. So once again, we are going to use our Parakeet Party ink. So let's bring that back in here. And I am just going to use, here's the background first. And I'm just going to randomly stamp this all over my card. Now I will come in with my citrus centers. Now if you want the centers lighter, you could always stamp off once and then come back and stamp on your project. And because my head is not over this again, hopefully I get those centered. But look how cute it looks. It doesn't really matter if it's centered or not because it's still cute. Okay, so now for the remaining parts of the card, I'm going to use black and white cardstock. And I pulled scraps out. So this piece is, let's see, roughly 4 inches by 3, so 4 by 3. And I'm going to crunch this all up because I want to add a lot of texture to the underside of this layer. So I'm taking my nail and rubbing it along the edge, and then I'm going to crunch up this paper and break it down a little bit and then open it back up because I love the texture that that provides. And then I have another piece that's about the same size, and I ran it through the embossing folder. This is a piece of basic white. I just ran it through the embossing folder like a normal embossed piece, and I'm going to set this in the center of my project like this. So let's add some Stampin' Seal to the underside of this piece. I have some adhesive stuck on the mouth of my Stampin' Seal here. So if you ever, see how that's gooey? If you ever get that, once it starts, you need to just stop and get it off, because if you don't, it's going to pull the adhesive the whole time you're continuing to use it with that adhesive on the mouth of your dispenser. So your best bet is to just stop and fix it. So I have now removed the adhesive from the mouth of my dispenser, so my adhesive strip is no longer stuck up there. See how it's free from that now? So now I can actually put adhesive. Oh, it's so much better, isn't it? And then I did it again because I lifted off wrong. So let me fix that. I did the same thing. All right. So I'm going to adhere this down, and you can look and see how your images emboss. I'm just tilting both of these. If you don't like that angled look, you don't have to do it. You can layer them. And then you can decide which pieces you would like. I think I like these, so I think I'm going to use these two pieces. So I'm going to put my big piece here, and then I think I'm going to put this little slice like this. I used the bigger one before. So this card comes together pretty quickly, as you can see. Now I have my sentiment piece, and I'm going to take this and punch the end of it with my banner pick-a-punch here. Hi Ida, welcome and thanks for joining today. It's nice to have you here. All right, so let's take out our sentiment, and again we have a few different ones to choose from, and I am choosing the Have a Zesty Birthday for this, and I'm going to stamp it with my Memento black ink. So I'm just going to ink this up, and I'm stamping it just on a strap script of basic white. I'm sure you have all kinds of strips of basic white, and I'm going to slide this down here to make sure I line it up since my strip's already cut. So I punched my end first because it makes it easier if you have a longer piece of cardstock to slide it in that punch, and then I can punch it to length once I decide where I want to place it on my card. So I think I'm going to place it kind of about like this. I want it to hang off the end here. I want the lines here broken up, those vertical lines. Oh yes, Ida, it is such a good bundle. It is such a good bundle. I've really enjoyed creating with it as well. All right, so, and now remember, if you don't have this bundle and you want to create these projects, you could substitute something else you have on hand, or a nice way to get these free card kits is actually to treat yourself to the bundle, and then you get your free card class. All right, so I'm going to add some adhesive on the end of the sentiment strip. Okay, so I put some down here, and then I'm going to add, look, I found some dimensionals. I'm going to add a couple dimensionals on the other end because I want this to pop up, but I'm going to have some ribbon behind the other end. So this is the black and white gingham ribbon. I love this. And all I'm going to do is create kind of a bow with it. It's kind of like a figure of 8, like this. Okay, and it's going to sit, I want this to come this way. It's going to sit behind where I don't have a dimensional on my name or my sentiment. So I'm just going to kind of tuck it behind like this, okay? And take these little tabbies off. And set this right down onto the card. Okay? You can adjust this if you wanted to adjust it a little bit. Isn't that cute? I love the black and white. I like black and green and black and pink. There are some colors I really, really love paired with black. So now last but not least, we need to dress it up with some gems. So let's pull out these beautiful pearls. Again, if you don't have these, you can use something that you have on hand, but you will get a full pack of these if your order is at least $50 when you get your free class. And I'm just going to layer these like this. So there's your project. Isn't that cute? Have a zesty birthday. Super cute, right? And I love the texture that that crumpled paper provides behind the embossed layer. It's really cute. All right, so now let's make our last project, project number 3. So project number 3 really focuses on the beautiful floral stamps. Thanks, Ida. Really focuses on the beautiful floral stamps that are in this stamp set. So again, let's take a closer look at these. So you have these citrus pieces. This is one stamp, and this is one whole stamp, which makes it really easy to get everything lined up. But then you have these beautiful floral outlined stamps down here. They're really cute. You don't have to color them fancy. You could stamp them on colored cardstock or on white and use something to color them, which is what I chose to do for this card. Now, so you didn't have to sit here and watch me color and die cut. I did pre-die cut some of the pieces already, but let me show you what I did. So this card uses a thick, basic white card base, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Then I have a 3 3/4 by 5 inch piece of basic white that I'm going to run through the embossing folder. So I'm just going to slide this in and run this through. All right. I'm not doing any die cutting with this embossing folder for this card. So here is the layer. Thanks, Ida. So this is just going to simply layer on. I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals. And you can use either side. Both sides are really cute. It depends if you want your image to pop up or if you like the debossed side. It's personal preference. So let me pull off the tabs on the back of the dimensionals, and I'm just going to set this right in the center of my card base. So I love the colorful flowers that pop. Whoops, I didn't put that on straight at all. Let me fix that. Sorry about that. I love the colorful flowers and how they pop off the white. I think it's just so fresh and summery. So that's kind of what I was going for. All right, so now how did I create the rest of the card? Well, I chose 3 colors of Stampin' Blends. I chose Flirty Flamingo. This is Highland Heather, and this is Lemon Lolly. You could choose whatever colors you wanted, whatever you have on hand. Doesn't have to be exactly the ones that I've used. Then I also used some Parakeet Party ink because I did stamp a few leaves to go along with the flowers to just kind of tuck it in, but you don't have to add the leaves if you don't want. So let me show you how I created my elements for the front of this card. So using Memento Black, I stamped 4 or 5 sets of flowers. Depends on how big of a floral cluster you would like. And then I colored them with my Stampin' Blends. And I didn't get fancy. I just quickly colored them. I didn't layer up my ink. I just got the ink on the paper. So let's do some, actually let's do some dark yellow, because I think I did the other ones light. So I just took a set and added the yellow, and then there's a little floral center stamp that I then added after I colored. I didn't want it to bleed if I decided to color a lot. And then I also have some pink. I'm going to go with the dark here too, because again, I think I already did a set of yellow and a set of pink and purple. And I think I used light last time, and I want color variation. So I'm just quickly coloring these. Again, nothing fancy. Just coloring in those images. And then this stamp set includes these tiny little floral centers. So there's one for the big flower, and this is actually one stamp which lines up perfectly for the two smaller flowers. So here I have them mounted. So let me open up my black ink and get them stamped. And my bigger one, it's a cute little flower center. And then last but not least, I stamped some leaves with my parakeet party. So now once I have these elements colored, I use my dies and I die cut. Now there's two dies that cut out the floral clusters, which is really nice because if you're making a big collection of flower images like I'm doing, it makes it really fast to die cut these. And then I just put a piece of tape over the top and move them, which I didn't mean to do, but here we go. And then I can use my leaf die. So let me run this through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and cut these elements. Hi Melissa, happy Friday. Thanks for hopping on. We are creating some really cute cards with the Sweet Citrus Bundle, which has been one of my favorites for creating. And who doesn't think of lemonade in July? So here are my pieces here. So let me pop these out. Oops, I dropped them. So what I did is I created some earlier so that you didn't have to watch me color and cut several. And I put them in this little container. So what we're going to do is I'm going to flip these over and I'm going to put little, not the leaves, but I'm going to put little mini dimensionals on the back of some of these, but not all of them, because I want to create dimension by having some popped up and some adhered directly to the card front. So to do that, some will be raised and some won't be. And there's no right or wrong number. It's whatever you like. So I'm just guessing at what's here. So before we stick these on, I'm going to take this strip of basic white cardstock and I'm going to stamp my sentiment. And I have the sentiment that says, enjoy the sweeter things in life, but the thanks a bunch would be really cute. You could add a circle here and kind of build the flowers around the circle. I'm kind of bummed I didn't think to do that earlier. How cute would that be? But we're going to stick with this plan, and we are going to stamp our sentiment in Memento Black ink. And I'm going to slide this down so that I can see and make sure I get it centered. And then I'll show you. There we go. So enjoy the sweeter things in life. Now you can punch the ends or use a decorative punch of some sort. I am going to just trim an angle. And I'm going to adhere this onto my card front. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to build those flowers around my sentiment piece. So I'm just going to put that in place with some dimensionals. And it's going, this is a top fold card. It's going to be offset a little bit. So I'll just set it like this. Now I'm going to take these raised flowers and just kind of add them. I am going to take one and put it over here. And I'm just going to build this. Like some can be up, kind of overlapping a little bit. Let's get a pink one. Bring some pink in here. And bring in the remaining parts here. Other than these will go on last. And then I'm going to use my Tombow. And the reason why I'm using my Tombow is I want to be able to kind of slide these into place. I would like to put a yellow one on the other end here. So that's going to be yellow under there. And I'm just going to fill in this space, that's all. Actually, I should have done the pink here. No, I guess not. I committed. We're going to leave it that way because now I have a couple of yellows down here. You just kind of work on building this till you get it how you like it. And what I'm trying to do is just give a variety of colors in different places so that there aren't clusters of the same color. So I'll put a little pink there. And see how it gets to be just really cute. There's no real right or wrong here. So I have a yellow, I'll put that out there. And it doesn't take as long as you might think. There. So now we have our floral cluster that's built around our sentiment. Now you can choose to add in the little pops of green. So what I did is I took my leaves and I cut them apart. So let me, I knew I had some little extra pieces in here. I'm going to actually add another little flower down here to balance this. And then I have some black twine from our Baker's Twine Essentials pack. It gives you 5 different colors, including black and white. Love this stuff. You'll get a little piece of it in your card kits, and I'm going to just kind of put that in there. But first I want to show you what I did. So I cut my leaves apart. I just used my paper snips and cut them apart. And you may even want to just cut the ends off like this too and create little pops of green to kind of stick out. You could also put some tombow. You're going to want to balance it here. And you can see that if you leave it like that, it's kind of big. So that's why I like cutting them apart and then just sliding them behind. And maybe one more, and then I think it's good. There, just a few pops of color. Doesn't take much. Then once again, I'm going to fold up this glue dot so that I can adhere my twine. Just like my linen thread, I want a smaller glue dot so it doesn't stick to the inside of my envelope. So I just fold it up, and then you can take your pick tool and place it down wherever you would like it on your card. All right. And then last but not least, let's come in with some of these beautiful pearls. Now I'm going to take some of the bigger flowers and I'm going to add the larger pearls to the flower centers. And I'm going to take the smaller pearls and kind of do the same with the smaller flowers. And it's just kind of random. And there is our floral card project. Isn't that pretty? So what do you think? Do you have a favorite? How about if I bring all three of them back in here? So we have our Have a Zesty Birthday, Sweeter Things in Life, and Sending You a Big Squeeze. If you have a favorite, tell me which one. I'm not sure if I have a favorite. I kind of love them all because I love this bundle. Now, if you would like these card kits, you can get this class free by shopping in my online store. Ooh, Melissa likes this one. That is a cute one. When you shop in my online store and spend at least $35, you're going to get a class that includes 2 each of these 3 projects to create on your own with the PDF that I also provide. And if you bump your order up and spend at least $50, you're also going to get a full pack of these iridescent pearls to use on your projects. Otherwise, you can substitute whatever little gems you might have on hand to add to your projects, but you do get these cute little pieces of ribbon with your project kits. All right, so thanks everyone. Thanks so much for jumping on and creating with me today. I hope you enjoyed this super cute sweet citrus bundle, and I hope you learned how versatile you can create by using the embossing folder and die set that coordinates with the stamp set. So don't forget, bonus days ends on July 31st. And yes, you can get bonus day coupons when you shop to get your card kits. You can get a double bonus there. And it's not too late to register for Christmas in July, where you will get a Trucking Along bundle and all these goodies where we're going to do 2 classes to make 10 projects. So it's going to be really fun. So I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and I will look forward to seeing you next week. Bye, everybody.